Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block. I am here with my weekly tip on how to create a healthy home environment, how to create a space that supports a healthy immune system and is a building block for health and wellness in your family's life. Today we are going to talk about the toxins that are in a lot of cleaners and cleaning products that you use in your home. This week I'm kind of taking a little focus on greenwashing. So we're going to talk about what greenwashing is. Basically, it is when companies put a label on a product that makes it look green, eco-friendly, non-toxic, and really it isn't necessarily. A lot of the terms that are used in products on the labels in terms of advertising are not regulated, so anything goes, and it can be very misleading and very frustrating as a consumer when we buy something that we think is really healthy and eco-friendly or a green alternative, and we find out later on that it really isn't. And we've been introducing all of these toxins to our family, to our interior space, and now we need to start at ground zero to research everything again. It can be a really daunting process. And so I'm going to take you through some of the toxins that we really want to avoid. There's a handful of them. And then I'm also going to share with you the 5 cleaners that you want to get rid of right now that I think a lot of times we don't think about, and they're in our house and they have a lot of toxins in them. They're usually really easy to get rid of. We're also going to talk about some really healthy alternatives, and we're going to talk about some of these greenwashing brands, some of the terms that they use, and we're going to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb so that you can really revamp how you clean. I'm going to help you do that with some suggestions. I have some links to my other blog posts in this week's post, so you can just follow the link at the bottom of my description. It'll bring you to the post where I have everything linked as far as products, studies, and then help trying to kind of completely swap out your products. That is something that I help homeowners and families do on a regular basis, and so we work together to find the best solutions for them, and I can do that for you too. But today I'm going to share with you kind of that process and what we need to look for. So let's get started. Toxic cleaners that you're going to want to ditch immediately. We're going to go through everything that you're going to need to know in order to completely switch out your home and make it a healthier space. So let's get started. So this is going to be a little bit long, but I want you guys to know these things. This is ingredients that you're going to want to avoid. So the first is synthetic fragrances. It's added to many products. They do not have to they don't have to disclose anything in regards to synthetic fragrances. Oftentimes they're made up of phthalates, benzene, and other chemicals, and they don't have to tell you that these chemicals are toxic or in it because of trade secret. It's usually found in fabric softeners, laundry detergents, air fresheners, cleaning sprays, anything that has a fragrance, it's in it. And the health risks a lot of times are linked to our hormone system and our endocrine system. It disrupts those systems, which then affects our thyroid, reproductive system, and then some of the toxins are actually carcinogenic in nature. The next thing you want to avoid is bleach. Again, it's a powerful man-made toxin and it's extremely corrosive. It's found in laundry detergents, laundry products, like things that whiten, tub and tile sprays, toilet cleaners. Bleach is extremely harmful to the lungs, especially when it's like in an aerosol form, and especially if you have kids, you want to avoid this. It causes a lot of irritation. It dries things out. It can cause burns. The next chemical is ammonia. So this is it has a really strong smell and it's extremely corrosive. So you will know if it's in a product. And a lot of times they put the fragrance in the product to cover up smells such as ammonia. A lot of glass cleaners have it. Anything that polishes, drain cleaners, oven cleaners, things that are a little bit more harsh. It's very similar to our health in terms of like in comparison to bleach. It causes damage to the lungs and to the skin when it's exposed. Sometimes this damage can be irreversible depending on how concentrated the amount is. So toluene is what it does is it is good for like polishing and cleaning because it's water insoluble. It's in a lot of multi-purpose cleaners, polishes for like floor, furniture polishes. It is considered a neurotoxin, so this means that it affects the central nervous system, which in turn can disrupt sleep, brain development, behavior. It also affects the liver and kidney as they have to try to filter out this toxin when it's in our bodies. So we want to avoid that as well. This toxin is primarily used in detergents. It helps kind of make suds and clean when water is used with it. So we see it in a lot of laundry detergents and soaps. It causes kidney and liver damage. And then it's also really harmful to pregnant mothers and their unborn babies when there's like a constant exposure. This toxin kills different bacteria, viruses, molds. It's in a lot of cleaning agents. It's kind of like a sanitizer. So if you see something that claims to like sanitize or disinfect, you can probably guess that this is what's in it. It triggers asthma, causes skin and rash irritations. Also, it affects the reproductive system and can add complications to pregnancies. And then this toxin is very flammable. It's a solvent. It helps kind of disperse dirt and like soiled areas, and so you don't have to like really scrub it. It makes it easier to clean. It's found in a lot of liquid soaps, degreasers, and cleaning sprays. And then what it does is it affects the kidneys and liver because we have to filter this particular toxin out and of our bodies. And it's also been associated with neurological effects and reproductive disorders as well. So those are products that are in a majority of cleaning products that you find on the shelf at the store. Here are the big 5 that I want you to pay attention to and get rid of in your house. Magic erasers. They're made of melamine. This contains formaldehyde, so it's a carcinogen. We're scrubbing with it. We're touching our hands right to it. You're probably better off just using like a natural scrubber and some baking soda. If you use dryer sheets, they leave a residue on your clothing and then eventually your skin, and they contain different synthetic fragrances and carcinogens. I would just do like dryer balls and organic essential oils as a substitute and just get rid of them completely. Dawn dish soap. So even their pure essentials dish soap should be avoided. They contain fragrance, solvents that are harmful to both your endocrine system as well as your kidney and your liver. I listed out later on in this slideshow, you'll see it, but on the blog this week, I have shared with you the toxin-free dish soap that I use. Anything that's an air freshener. So plugins, sprays, wax melts, whatever it may be, I would try to avoid them. Deodorizers, they often contain a group of chemicals and toxins that make up that scent that you're smelling. I would do like certified organic essential oils and a diffuser instead. And then the last thing we really want to watch out for is disinfectants. So most of the disinfectants that are out there contain things like bleach, ammonia. Be sure to do your research before you buy your product, because some of them, even though they say maybe like a green disinfectant, are not really truly green. And that leads me into my next point. We really just cannot be fooled by the terms that are on a package. So many of the terms that end up on labels and packaging are not fact checked. They're not regulated. So this means they can add any word to a product in terms of like health. It could just mean anything. It doesn't have to be completely true. Even the names of some of the brands out there use the words like green or free, and they're completely meaningless when it comes to the actual safety and health of the product. So I'm going to share with you a list of some of the top offenders. Greenworks is not green. Simple Green is not green. Tide, Free and Gentle It sounds great. It still has toxins in it. Another brand would be the Good Home Company. Downy Ultra Pure looks like it's probably really safe. It is not. Same with Dawn Pure Essentials. Other brands would be just the basics. And then here are some of those greenwashed terms that we want to watch out for. Eco-friendly, natural, pure, green, free and clear, fragrance-free. These are all things that people put on packages that makes it look really healthy, and it's actually not, which is unfortunate. So here are the cleaning products that I use. These are all linked on the blog. It's you can find the link in the description and comments of this post. I use a lot of Thieves. I do not sell Young Living. I don't use anything else from Young Living. I just use the Thieves, and I love it. It was one thing that I could not give up when I switched doing my essential oils with plant therapy. So Thieves is a concentrated cleaner. I feel like we definitely get our money's worth out of it, and I use it for my household cleaner, kitchen cleaner, stain remover, bathroom cleaner. I even use it on like my window cleaner as a window cleaner and glass cleaner sometimes. Otherwise, a lot of other ones that I use, 7th generation, you just have to check them on the Think Dirty app. And then I like to use things from Grove. You also have to be careful on Grove. They do carry things that have synthetic fragrance in them. So just double check the things that you're using before you just go ahead and buy it. So how do we plan to ditch our toxic products and switch to something better? I use the Think Dirty app. So you can download it on your phone. I have a whole blog post about how to use it, and that's linked at the bottom of this post as well. You can also use Target's new search tool. So they have a search function on their website where you can filter out different toxins and search for products. And then honestly, after you do these two things, I would still do one more round of research. So I would take my cleaning product that I'm looking at buying, and I would put in the Google search bar the name of the product with ingredients, and then I would read through the ingredients myself, and I would look up each ingredient. You can look each of them up like on EWG's website. That's the Environmental Working Group. And that's a great place to get a handle on some of these toxins. And then once you switch, just commit to it. Don't go back to something that's toxic, and don't go back to something that has toxins in it. Just stick with what you're doing. If you don't like the product, kind of repeat these first 3 steps again with another product that you find, or try someone's recommendation. But I think those are the best steps to making sure that you are using the healthiest products in your home. So that was a lot of information on toxic cleaners in your home and things that we need to watch out for. So I hope it didn't overwhelm you. You can definitely go back and pause different things. Otherwise, all of the text that you saw in the slides is in this week's blog post. So feel free to go to the blog post to look for that. If you have any questions, you can always email me. My email is on my website. You can contact me on a social media channel. I'm more than happy to help you or answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week for another healthy house tip on creating a healthy home environment for you and your family.